Hi, this is Laura Pearson, and this is for Module 7. My lesson plan title is Target Words. Okay, so class, today we are going to be looking at an article, Alaska Adventure, and there is going to be some words in there that we might not know, and we are going to go over those before we dig into the article. We're going to look at the words in ways that help them take root in students' vocabularies. Okay, so the first word that we might run into is vista. So, I can print it on the board. Okay, so let's say this word together. Vista. Good job. What's the word? Vista. Good job. So, a vista is a fairway, scenic view, or a beautiful view from a high place. Okay, so, for example, I might say, Jake climbed to the top of a hill and took a picture of the beautiful vista that stretched out as far as he could see. Why did Jake climb the hill? What could he see when he got to the top? What do you think? You think mountains? That's a good guess. So what do you think vista means? How is it being used in this sentence? Yes. Yes, vista, like a beautiful view, right? He climbed to the top of the hill for a beautiful view or a beautiful vista. Good job. So, where might you go to enjoy a scenic vista? Think about that. Raise your hand if you have an answer. Yes. Oh, on vacation you said that you might go and see the scenic vista. Okay. Good job. Okay, now I want you guys to finish this sentence. The vista stretched out to the horizon from where we stood on the blank. How might I finish that sentence? The vista stretched out to the horizon from where we stood on the, hill. Yep, the hill, like Jake, right, from our sentence. Mountains, lake, yep. Nice job. Can you describe the most beautiful vista that you have ever seen? Where were you? I will answer this question and say that I have been to Estates Park in Colorado. So I got to see the beautiful vista there, and that is in Colorado. Okay, so the next word we're going to move to is coordinate. Can everyone say coordinate? Coordinate. What is the word? Coordinate. Good job. Okay, so when you coordinate a plan, you match it with someone else's. Okay? So, say I am going over this unit and I want to teach a lesson to you guys. I am going to coordinate my lesson plan with Miss Thomas, okay? So, I might say, Mom had to coordinate her work schedule to match Jake's school schedule, so she could get time off to travel to Alaska with him. Okay, so that I'm using coordinate in that sentence. So, what did Mom want to do? Yes. Yeah, she wanted to travel to Alaska. You're right. So what did she have to do to get time off? That she had to work with her work schedule or coordinate with her work schedule, right? She wanted to match and work with someone to coordinate their schedules together to match. So what do you think coordinate means in this sentence? Yep, we just said it, didn't we? Mom had to match with her work schedule so she can get time off with her son to go to Alaska. You're right. Okay. How might you coordinate plans to visit a friend? Well, I can say I have a couple friends that live out of town, so I had to coordinate my plans and make sure to look at my work schedule and make sure that I have all of my work done. to go and get time off. So I have to coordinate with my boss to get time off to go and visit my friend, right? So my sister and I try to coordinate our after school schedules because, yes, so you think my sister and I try to coordinate our after school schedules because we wanted to play basketball? Yeah, that could be anything, right? So can you describe a time where you should have but did not coordinate plans with someone? What happened? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So you tried to make plans with your friend, but it didn't work out. Oh, because she had a sports thing going on. Yeah, that's a good example. So Lisa was trying to coordinate plans with her friend, but her friend couldn't match their schedules because she had basketball practice. Okay, that's a good example. Okay, our next one is interior. Can we all say interior? What's the word? Interior. Nice job. Okay. Yes. Yep. Go ahead and write it on your board. Nice job. Do you want to come up and sit by me? Okay. Okay. So the interior of a state is the central area, the area that is away from the coast, state line, or border. So if I'm thinking of that, the interior of a state is the central area. So where we live, right, that's away from the coast, kind of close to the state line, kind of close to the border if you're thinking about Council Bluffs. So the interior is kind of the central area of something. So if like the central of Iowa, like we're central of Iowa, or we're away from the coast, we're away from the state line, we're away from the border. Okay, we're in the central area of Iowa. So, for example, I might say Jake wanted to travel inland to explore the interior of the state. So we were just talking about that. So Jake wants to explore the interior of the state Iowa. Okay, so where did he have to travel to do it? So I kind of gave that answer away, didn't I? Yeah, the center of Iowa, right? So what did you think interior means in this sentence? Yes, the center of the state. Good job. Okay, so Jake thought it would be fun to explore the interior of Alaska, right? Just like our article we're going to read. Why might you want to spend time in the interior of your state? Yeah, so we've been kind of talking about the interior, Iowa, right? Because we are from Council Bluffs, that's Iowa. So why might you want to experience the interior of the state? Yes. Because you've never been there? Yes. Yeah, great reasons. So I am going to say the sentence, and I want you guys to finish it for me. After a trip to the coast, we headed to the interior of the country because it would be cool, because you've never seen it before. Yeah, those are all good reasons. So can you describe a place that you know about that is located in the interior of your state? So kind of in the interior of our state, if we look at our map here on the board, the interior of Iowa is probably like Iowa City, things like that. So I don't know if any of you have been there. But yeah, that would probably be the place that's interior of our state. Okay, the last word that we are going to go over is route. R-O-U-T-E. Route. Let's say the word together. Route. What's the word? Route. Nice job. So a route is the way you travel to get from one place to another. Okay? So for example, if I said, Dad looked at a map and found the best route to take around the Alaska Peninsula. Okay, so a lot of us in here have probably traveled, right? So when we travel, our parents or whoever may be driving at the time is trying to find the best route from where you're starting and where you're going. They want you to find the best route that probably is the fastest, probably the most safe, you know, maybe more fun if you want to stop at different museums and parks and things like that. So what kinds of things are shown on a map? So like I said, we have a map here on a board. What kind of things are on a map? States, cities, you're right. Yeah. And then there also is main highways and interstates, right? So if I wanted to get from one place to another, I'm going to take a route, and that might be the interstate, that might be the highway, right? And I can follow that along the map on my route. So why might you take a different route to school? Sometimes I have to do this. Yeah. You might take a different route maybe because you're walking that day rather than, you know, the bus or your parents getting dropped off. Yeah. Or, yep, that's true. Yes, you can take a different route if there is construction on the road. Yes. Nice job. Okay, now I'm going to give you guys copies of the Alaska Adventure. And when you read, you will run into these 4 different target words that we were just talking about. So the reason why we decided to go over those is because I want you to be able to run into that word and you be able to know what that word means. Okay, because we never want to read something, and if we get lost on a word, we don't want to just skip it, right? Because what if that word is really important to what that sentence is trying to say, okay? So, we're going to, I'm going to give you guys the article, and you guys are going to read that over. And then after we read, we are going to use some discussions. So the first one we're going to discuss is when you read, Jake snapped pictures of every new vista. That word sounds familiar. What kinds of things would you see in his photo album? Okay, so after we read, I'm going to give you some questions and we're going to talk about them as a class, okay?